Welcome, Palace to the Core. My name is Stephen Dawes. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to be talking about the Man City Crystal Palace game. If you haven't seen the game yet and you want to watch that before you hear my assessment of it, then please go and do so, and then come back and I'll be letting you know how I feel about it. Okay, so the game didn't go according to plan, as I'm sure you're all aware about that by now. I think personally, the situation was always going to be difficult. When we've realised that Zaha wasn't going to be playing, it's always going to be difficult. And yes, we should be a team that can get past having Zaha in the team and not having Zaha in the team. But he is such an amazing player that we are going to miss him, and we are going to miss his creativity and his pace and what he does to the opposition. So that was always going to be an uphill struggle when he wasn't available. However, the side that Patrick Vieira put out was a very strong side, and I thought that it was going to be a very good performance, which it was. First half, I think we played incredibly well. I think that we harried them, we closed down possession really well. I think we worked really hard, and we stifled them in the first half. Now, obviously, you can talk about things like the disallowed goal. I think it should have been allowed. I think it was goalkeeper error, but it happens. You could talk about whether Haaland should have been sent off for kicking Anderson in the face like that. Personally, I think he should have been sent off as well. It was dangerous play. It was amazing play. I mean, goodness, I can't get my leg that high. If I did that, I'd be in hospital for 2 weeks. But it was dangerous play because he did catch him in the face. But having said that, these instances happen in games. You get these instances happening in games. It doesn't matter that those things have happened because you can't control those things. That's down to the referee. It's down to the referee's assistant, VAR. You can't legislate for those things. You've got to only do what you can control. First half, I thought we played really well. We got a little bit lucky with the own goal, but the ball was in the right area. It was a goal, fantastic. Second goal, great header from Anderson. Brilliant. Again, it was a corner, brilliantly delivered, great header, 2-0, fantastic. First half, I thought we played really, really well. We really worked hard. Second half, they were always going to try and come out and work even harder. They were 2-0 down. That's what they were going to do. You're playing arguably with the best team in the world. They're going to come out and they're going to try and play better than you second half, and they did. We were a little bit slower to the ball second half. There were times, particularly for the goals. A couple of the goals, we had players on their own, Manchester City players in acres of space, not being marked. Those things you can't do against a team like Manchester City. They're going to punish you for it, and indirectly they did. The person who had the acres of space didn't necessarily score, but they got the ball into an area where it could be scored. So that was an issue that we had in the second half. We weren't quite as quick to the ball. We weren't quite as disciplined, shall we say, in the second half as well in the first half. Added to that, the fact that Manchester City just upped their game, went up a couple of gears. And also, you're dealing with a man like Haaland, who, personally, in my own opinion, I think he's the best striker in the world right now. He's scoring goals for fun. He's one of those players who I've talked about that we need. He's a goal hanger, a goal poacher. He can, he gets into the grid, fantastic areas, and just gets on the end of it. And that's the type of player that we need, I think, in Crystal Palace. We need someone who's just going to be there when the ball comes into the box, and is just going to get on the end of it. Manchester City are full of incredibly talented players. The fact that we scored 2 goals against them, however we scored them, is a testament to the fact that we are playing really well. To do it without Wilfried Zaha is even more of an achievement. So there's a lot of pluses to take out of this game. And, eventually we're going to have to survive without Wilfried Zaha. So, yes, we needed him. Yes, he would probably have made a difference. But we've also got to accept the fact that eventually we're not going to have him, and we need to try and find a way of coping without him. First half, I think we did. Second half, not quite so much. Overall, I thought there was a lot to take out of this game. I thought that we made a good account of ourselves, and I think that we were unlucky not to get something out of the game. Second half, I think we just, we ran out of steam, we ran out of ideas, and we just kind of crumbled a little bit towards the end, especially. But when you're dealing with a player like Haaland, it's very, very hard. You know, an injury to Tyrick Mitchell, which was really disappointing. Sad to see that. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. And you know, we try to bring some new players in to make a difference. Eze was fantastic. I think AU. I know a few people had a go at AU, but I think he played well. I think he worked really hard. And overall, I think it was a very positive performance. When you're playing against the, you know, the champions of the Premier League, I think are going to be the champions again this year. The way they're playing. Yes, they have weaknesses. You know, Newcastle scored three against them the other day. We've scored 2 against them. Yes, they are weak at the back, I think, or weaker than they should be. But then, you know, they have the firepower up front to counteract that at the moment. So there's plenty of positives to take from the game. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the game and how you think it went and things like this. I think it's not the end of the world. We'll come back stronger in the next game. Hopefully Zaha will be in a fitter state at that point. Hopefully Tyrick Mitchell will be back as well, and we'll be able to put this behind us and work forward. You know, but the run-in that we've had the beginning of the season, it's been a terrible run-in, and to get the points that we have so far has been really, really good. Vieira talked about having a lack of experience in the team, and I think that's possibly true. I think they need a bit of experience. Whether that comes from Jimmy Mack, I don't know. Whether he can stay fit enough for that, or whether they need to bring somebody else in, I don't know. But I think that a bit of experience would help a huge amount up in that team. They're a very young team. They need a bit of experience. They are a bit light. I mean, we had a very light bench, to be fair, but that will come with time. You know, we need to continue to build slowly, and I think it will happen eventually over time. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet done so.